Hello everyone. Welcome back to the channel Nifty Forecast and my name is Lokesh. We are looking at the intraday chart of Nifty and I must say it's a one more yet another boring session in the expiry. It has really tested the patience of a retailer. I'm sure most of the retailers must have given up and must have landed in some trouble. Definitely here. I mean, if somebody looks at price action, they get to understand that market might as well come down because there is an intraday breakdown here. With a phenomenal, I mean, decent enough candle here, and then there is yet another candle with a larger volume. You know, but what has happened is totally different. I mean, it's a kind of breakout on the upside. Yeah, here, but not a decent enough breakout that we can trade and capture the moment. Right. So I'm sure most of the option writers also, whoever depended on the data must have had a real tough time because there has been a significant change in the margins or leverage system that all the brokers used to follow. And from the first of this month, there is marginally any leverage, right? So the pattern of the big players or even the retailers must have really changed, and hence reading the option chain needs a little more what do I say? I mean, it needs to be little carefully observed, and we will not be able to compare it with the previous weeks, especially this week. I mean, on the starting of the week, it was on 28th and 31st of this previous months. On in the month of May, we traded as per the previous leverage system, and what happened all of a sudden? There is a change in the leverage system in 1, 2, and 3rd days of June. So, I think most of the traders who had some algo platforms like us must had a little trouble. In fact, today is the day my system also did not, you know, take a contra position here. Yesterday it was able to take, but today we failed. So this is something that we keenly want to observe, and I'm sure from tomorrow onwards the leverage system for the entire week will be the same thing, so we will be in place that way. So I am not really scared. I mean, yeah, it's okay to be on the other side sometimes. Right. So, what does the daily chart tell us? It is not much of a directional information that we'll be able to make out because the volumes are really low, and this star kind of pattern is forming in the high of the market is a really alert, right? So that's a little on the the technical or the chart perspective or the price action traders perspective. So let's look into the data perspective or our perspective. Right, so the bhavcopy, we're looking at the bhavcopy that we downloaded from NSE. We get to see that 4 lakh contracts have been added. I mean, the open interest has created in this month, and the next month as well 64,000, the 4 month 12,000. Yeah, so we hardly get any inferences, but it is a very decent number if you ask me to see 4 lakh open interest being added in the very first week of the month. Right, so the volume intraday activity shows us that the long side of the trade was dominant, right? So although the market has fallen down to some extent and then jumped up, there is significant volumes in the upside. So that means most of the traders must have traded on the long side of the trade. So that's the quick inference for from the intraday activity, and the participant wise open interest. So yeah, whatever is been there, we get to see it as a end of the day positions here. Right, so we get to see an addition of 10k in the long side of the trades by the major market players, and look at this. I mean, the client is always on the contra side of the major players, right? So because the scapegoat, if I had to tell you, because not many clients or most of the clients, 90 to 95% of the clients wouldn't really have any systems in place which trades automatically, or which has some algorithm attached to it, right? So most of the time, who trades just with the VWAPs or mm, trend lines or SMA, EMA, even if you create any algos, I doubt the sustainability and the performance on a long run, right? So let's also look at the OI data, the tool that I use. From this tool, I understand it is very evident for me that the puts have been written no matter what. Puts have been written absolutely happily by the major market players, right? So that's about it. I would definitely have a bullish view for the opening tomorrow, and in for the entire week as well, because some part of the data says there is absolute, I mean, ravishing bullishness present in the market. Don't be wondered or surprised if you get to see a 2.5-3% move in one direction this week. Yeah, I wouldn't definitely comment about the what direction at this moment, because I will take a day's time to give you a very confident outlook for the next week. Be it being an expiry day, it is not a great idea to talk or comment for the next week today itself, because we need to generate some decent kind of information so that we'll be able to make a perspective on it. All right, so that's the content for today. And if you are really keen at some stocks, maybe for FNO, we get to see a lot of resistance for Adani Enterprise, right? So look for a trade opportunity. Don't really look for a short term bets in the futures and option segment, because if you're losing, you will lose massively, right? It is immaterial whether you make profit or loss. You have to trade on a long term in the futures and options is at least 30 days, right? I mean, you can probably trade July month's contracts, or maybe June month contract, but yeah, very far out of the money. Calls is something that you can look for shorting, because we always talk about short. I mean, the seasoned players or traders would talk about shorting, because shorting the options, because we get to see two directions, as in two advantages. One, if the price moves in our direction. Two, the premium will always decay every day, right? There is something called premium component in the options, right? So that will also come in our direction. If we are making money, we make money in the direction of our trade and the premium. So as a seasoned trader, you would always love for selling the options. So that is one key input from me, in case if you are very keen on it. Yeah, so thank you so much for watching my content today. In case you like the content, please support me by subscribing to the channel and sharing the channel information among your trading fraternity. Thank you and have a great time. Bye bye.